I'm telling y'all, listen, y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all think y'all had a win today, but it ain't gonna be how y'all think it is. And we ain't gotta burn up, we ain't gotta tear down, but I'm telling y'all, think that y'all can come rule over black people, that y'all can come police black people, and you don't have a badge on, you gonna go around and find out. We ain't taking that from nobody. We ain't taking that from no motherfucker.
You can think that you want to be a mini police officer if you want to. That's all I'm saying to you.
Otherwise, we'll arm all the 17-year-old black kids from Milwaukee and send them to your community. And see what we'll see what the police did, and if y'all support them in court, we'll see if how that goes. Get out of here.
That's your sanction, a murderer. They let a murderer go free.
They always supporting murderers. They always supporting racists.
Who wrote the law? The murderers and the racists. Who wrote the law? Who does it govern? The laws wasn't written by us. It was written. If the laws was created by them, and guess who it's going to protect?
Yes.
Okay, then. So I'm not surprised. But what's good for the goose is good for the... I am a monument. I am a monument.
That's in the back. You're not pushing. We got people.
You already know how it's going down when Red Pill Perspective comes around. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Why, this meltdown is occurring on the left because of the verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. I completely support Kyle Rittenhouse. I believe personally that he was not guilty from the start. I saw the original footage that came out, and these mainstream media outlets played it back to back to back to back. I saw Kyle Rittenhouse retreating. I saw Kyle Rittenhouse defending himself with deadly force. I don't even know why I went to trial, in my opinion. But here's the thing. The issue that I see here, guys, is the mainstream media painting a certain narrative over Kyle Rittenhouse. He's a white supremacist. He crossed state lines with an AR-15. And these people who don't want to do research, who believe in liberalism, who believe in critical race theory, who believe in white supremacy, okay? These people were hoping, okay, that they could see another lynching, another political lynching, just like the Derek Chauvin trial, okay? And it didn't happen this time. That's why people are reacting the way that they are. And it's not just the two clips that I showed you guys. I've seen Twitter posts on Instagram from athletes like Colin Kaepernick, if you can call him an athlete, politicians like Cori Bush. There's other actors and actresses, pastors out there making posts saying that, of course they're all black, making posts saying that this was injustice and the jury was tainted. You know what I mean? They saying that Kyle Rittenhouse picked the jurors, and all that is false. I mean, to the letter of the law, Kyle Rittenhouse used reasonable force to protect himself against a mob of people who came out to burn down a city. You know what I mean? Granted, in my opinion, if it was me or if it was my child, I wouldn't want my son out there in that situation just because of the political climate that we're in. But all the same, to the letter of the law, Kyle Rittenhouse is not guilty for using deadly force in a self-defense situation. But here's the thing, guys. I want to narrow in on something that I guess the black guy in the first clip that I showed you, something he said about, he wants to arm up every black kid that's 17 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is a crime haven, in a crime haven slum in Wisconsin. He wants to arm all the 17-year-olds up with an AR-15 and send them to Kenosha. Okay, and here's the thing. It's very disingenuous to suggest that when you have the crime rate that you do in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where you have gang member violence on a daily, and I'm talking about in broad daylight, and you don't gotta take my word for it, look it up. Milwaukee is a crime haven. Look up, I think it's Darren Clark. I think that's the old sheriff's name of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Conservative. You guys know what I'm talking about. Look him up. I mean, the statistics are out there. What Kyle Rittenhouse did is not equivalent to what a gang member does on a daily. You know what I mean? And I've seen people try to make a comparison between what Kyle Rittenhouse did to gang members in the street who are just killing each other over nothing. You know what I mean? Kyle Rittenhouse was in a situation where he showed up to the Kenosha city to provide aid, found himself in a situation where he had to use deadly force against a mob who was already inherently violent. You know what I mean? And it just, you know, these two clips that I showed you guys in the beginning, it's just so embarrassing to see people react the way that they do. I mean, in my opinion, anybody with common sense can't respect that. I can't respect people who are breaking down on national television, seizing up. I can't. The man in the first clip sound like a complaining, social justice warrior, the one who's always crying about being oppressed. And I guarantee you, all the people that were reacting negatively in the clips that I showed you guys, I guarantee you none of them are successful. Because that type of behavior and that type of ideology, that type of thinking that these people have, all right, isn't conducive with success. It isn't conducive with positive interactions with the police officers. It isn't conducive with safety, safe environments to live in. A lot of these people, I guarantee you, I guess the guys in the first clip, I guarantee they're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from the hood. And people who live in the hood, or people who want to identify with the black community, this is how they think. I mean, they think that what Kyle Rittenhouse did was equivalent to a gang member doing a drive-by shooting. You know what I mean? They think that I seen one clip where a guy was saying that Kyle Rittenhouse had shot 2 black people. The facts are wrong. Don't have the facts. But they want to paint this narrative over Kyle Rittenhouse because it's what fits the liberal agenda. You know what I mean? White supremacy. That's something that, you know, has no solution whatsoever. And I found myself, guys, in this little break between making videos for you guys on YouTube, that, you know, distancing myself from the matters of these social justice warriors has kind of just lifted a weight off of my chest. I found a sense of relief just understanding that these people on the left, it's not that they don't understand why Kyle Rittenhouse got off. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see the truth. They know that Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself in a situation where he had no way out, but they don't want to see that. They don't want to believe it because it doesn't fit the white supremacist narrative. And then one of the ladies are talking about, well, the laws were built for them, you know, and it wasn't built by us. That type of mentality. This is how, not all, I need to clarify, not all, this is how an overwhelming majority of black people think in America. I always use the number 96%. They have this tribalistic mentality that prevents them from seeing right versus wrong, that prevents them from seeing facts. And it's not just black people, it's anybody who prescribes to this liberalism lifestyle. They have this one-track mind where they can't see anything else that doesn't fit their narrative. But I'm glad that the jurors were not swayed by the public opinion, that they stuck to the letter of the law, and they got this one right. You know what I mean? Kyle Rittenhouse, 20 years old. I think he was 17. I hope I got those age ranges right. But he had a lot to lose if he would have lost this case. And we all know how the mob, the woke mob, likes to intimidate jurors. I mean, I seen a story where someone was hired to track the bus that the jurors were on, to try to identify the jurors, to dox them, to try to intimidate them, to get a favorable verdict in this case. And we know that this is a common tactic that the left likes to use. And I'm so glad that didn't happen, that the jurors stuck to the letter of the law and they didn't fall to intimidation and call a guilty verdict on this case. You know, I'm so glad about that. I know Kyle Rittenhouse and his defense attorney, that's something that they were concerned about. In a lot of these cases that are going to be considered politically, racially motivated, that is a genuine concern. But this time, I mean, I think it was a success, and the law prevailed in this situation. And anybody who doesn't like it, guys, we just have to move forward. You know what I mean? Like, it's no more having to convince, in my opinion, people like in the clip that I just showed you guys. There's no more having to try to convince people on the left, because I'm seeing even on mainstream media liberal networks like the Young Turks, CNN, they're still trying to pick apart the trial and justify why they believe Kyle Rittenhouse should be guilty. They're criticizing the judge, saying that the judge was Kyle Rittenhouse's defense attorney. I'm not going to lie. Some of the things that the judge did, I don't necessarily agree with, because it does give the impression of biasness. But I think that he, in the end, conducted himself professionally. I think that, you know, his courtroom, it ran in accordance with the law, and justice was served on this one, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section box below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel for more content.